Hello guys, today I'm going to do a quick review on this MS floating gear which I'm selling on m4d10.com. Also a quick setup demonstration. First, this floating gear is 100% compatible with official Tamiya mini four-wheel drive regulation, made with 100% authentic Tamiya mini four-wheel drive parts. The item number 94752, the AO520 ball bearing, and item number 15349, the MS Pro Super Speed Gear Set. It has one AO520 ball bearing on each side of the gear. This design works same as the 12 to 13 mm double layer roller. You will notice there is a yellow ring around the AO520, which will hold and lock the AO520 ball bearing. This is the G18 shaft gear from the Super 2 gear set. There's many choices online for floating gear. If you plan to buy floating gear online, you have to make sure the floating gear must be making by CNC lathe. Because by hand, this is not going to make 100% precise. Here is my 3D CNC CAD design of this floating gear. The most important is the floating gear need to be spin 100% center. When you spin the floating gear in slow motion, make sure it is not crooked and not a waggle. Of course, also must be very smooth spin. Next, how to set up this floating gear. The floating gear I carry at m4d10.com comes with two roller spacers. Place the roller spacer at the back of the counter gear. This gives maximum support and the best condition when AO520 spins. Then let's test on chassis. First, let's take a look at the original normal counter gear. On the normal counter gear, there is a cap barrel on the back. When you place the counter gear on the chassis, the barrel cap keeps the counter gear staying at the correct position, preventing the counter gear contact the purple barrel line on the chassis. As you can see, there is a 0.2 mm gap between the barrel line and the counter gear. And also, it helps motor pinion gear works in precise in the correct position, which is bite or a kuzo on counter gear correctly. Then let's take a look at the floating gear from m4d10.com. Compared to the normal counter gear, you will notice the cap barrel was removed, and it is shorter than the normal counter gear. That's because the floating gear reserves about 1 mm space for the roller spacer. This design helps the floating gear spin better, like the regular ball bearing roller. You always need to set up a roller spacer on each side of the roller for helping roller to spin correctly. As you can see, with roller spacer attached to the floating gear, the normal counter gear versus the floating counter gear, they are same dimension. Finally, let's set up the floating gear on the chassis. Then compare the dimension and the gap versus the normal counter gear. As you can see, the floating gear has the same dimension and the same size of the gap, which can spin really freely and smooth on the chassis, compared to the normal counter gear. Here is everything for today's video. This video should be able to answer all the questions to the customer who purchased this floating gear from m4d10.com. If you still have any questions regarding these products, please leave a comment. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel or follow me at Instagram. And happy shopping at m4d10.com. Thank you for watching.